All right. Molly, you think it's going to rain today?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Well, this is a double-edged sword. It was just pouring a few minutes ago. I'll go over here. You can kind of see all the puddles out here. It's a rainy day at Blue Ridge Honey Company. And it rained yesterday, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And the reason this is, we need the moisture, right? We need the rain. But what happens when good, strong colonies that have been making honey are suddenly stuck in the colony and they can't get out? Mm-hmm. And they start building swarm cells. So what this is going to do for us is next week we're going to see an excessive amount of swarming simply because the bees were stuck inside for a few days. I remember about 10 years ago I had really strong colonies everywhere, and it rained for a week straight, and the first day it didn't rain, there was swarms everywhere.
Wow.
So as long as there's a honey flow, they're preoccupied, and once they get into a honey flow, they'll just settle in and make honey and forget about swarming. But when it's raining like this, they'll just stay at home. And
especially since you took all of them down to that one box too, right?
well, all the brood, the queen is stuck into one brood chamber now, but there's still lots of space, empty boxes. So,
right.
But it is true that if there's a queen excluder involved over a single-story box, that swarming tends to be a little more excessive.
Really?
Especially in rainy events like this. So.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was a little weird when you did it, but.
Although we need the water, we're going to pay for this in a different way.
We need a good honey flow this year, so
Yes,
come on, Mother Nature.
We need a brilliant honey flow this year.
We need wildflower and sourwood.
Well, I've never really talked about this on the videos or anything, but the difference between our beekeeping outfit being profitable and not really comes down to the honey flows.
Yeah.
The nuke sales and all that kind of get us to the point of breaking even. And then the deciding factor as to whether we make a lot of money or none, profit has to do with the honey flow.
We notice your mood is a little different.
My mood,
No, you're not. I can just tell. I know you really good, and I can just tell you're a little on edge if we're not having a good honey flow.
Okay.
But nothing wrong with that. I think that's human.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, it's always more fun to make money.
Absolutely. And if you make money, we make money.
Yeah. I take you out to lunch more often if I'm making
That's
money.
right. And we love lunch. So.
We love lunch. Okay. Maybe I'll buy you guys lunch today.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to rain tomorrow too.
What about Saturday?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly.
Are we still doing 8 o'clock on Saturday?
8 o'clock nuke pickup on Saturday.
Even if it's raining?
Even if it's raining, yeah, you bet.
This is the last Saturday.
It is the last Saturday, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's really, although it's a necessary thing for us, it's a good service for our customers, brings a lot of people into the store. We sell a lot of beekeeping equipment when we're selling nukes. It really gets in the way of keeping our own operation in good shape. The rest of our bees kind of suffer because we're so preoccupied with nukes. So now that the nuke selling will be over, we can settle down and get our own outfit into really perfect shape. Mm-hmm. Okay, so today is also queen pickup day. We have all these little different small queen banks and individual queens with attendants in the cage with the queen. These queen banks, we have the attendants in the bank and not in the individual queen cages. You actually get better queen acceptance if you don't have attendants in the queen cage when you introduce her. So all of these little boxes are ready to pick up. And 10 o'clock is the time we tell everybody. And Molly kind of is in charge of this. She keeps track of all this. And she doesn't know it yet, but somebody's called and canceled on one of these queen orders, so we're going to have to sort that out. Somebody from Ireland sent us some samples. They want to know what we think. Would you all taste it and give me an honest, no feelings hurt? They're from Ireland. They're tough. They can take it. If you don't like it, I want to hear it. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
And his brother also
Very good.
Which one?
I give
Okay.
it a 10.
She gives it a 10. Oh my gosh. Good as sourwood?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You don't like it? Not good as
Tara doesn't like it.
Ooh, I love how light that is.
Yes, that is awesome.
So these are all from Ireland.
All three are from Ireland, one man from last year.
Like the slightly crystallized.
It's really good too.
It is slightly crystallized, just a little.
It is awesome. I think
Ooh, that has
one's
a
better
warmer
than
That one's better. That one's
Yes.
definitely better. That one is better.
Okay.
It's okay, but it's too crystallized. Really grainy.
It's very grainy, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of the
We
flavor?
like to smear that on toast.
Right.
It's real good.
Well, he's sending it not as a sample of creamed honey, but as a sample of flavor. So
Yeah.
I
I feel like I
My vote
can't
is
really
still-
taste much of the flavor because it's so crystallized.
Yeah,
If we
it's
do-
more sugary. Stir it up.
Well, I was just thinking, because there's that little bit
yeah.
down there, like, can we actually
Yeah.
taste from that? Oh, you get a better.
That's a good idea.
You can taste it better. Number
Yeah.
2 is the
Yeah, the
that's
winner.
for me.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
you like the crystal?
She don't like what we
So
like.
I think Tara and I like the same things because my favorite was the crystallized one, the flavor of the crystallized honey. I thought it was the best flavor. I've also learned though, you know, just because I like something, that doesn't mean everybody else is going to like it. It's like apples and oranges. Everybody likes something different. My take on the liquid ones was that they were extremely mild.
Yeah.
They were good, very delicate, but not a tremendous amount of character. I didn't get a lot of flavor out of them, but they were good, if that makes sense.
It does.
I think the crystallized one there had the most character and flavor. So that was my take, which is much like Tara's, and you guys kind of went for the more liquid ones that you liked. Okay, so our observation hive swarmed, and nobody saw it leave. Morgan says she saw some queen cells. Point them out.
Yeah, there's one right there, and then there's one.
There's one. Oh yeah, there's two right. I hope the camera picks this up. It looks dark.
It does look dark.
Yeah, there's a couple right there.
And there's one right there.
Oh yeah, that one's really kind of sticks out. Let's go to the other side. There's more light. Maybe it'll. So point out
Oh yeah, there.
kind of
That
behind
one's like
that
attached to
burr
the
comb.
glass.
Yeah, there is a big old cell behind that burr comb there. Anyway, a couple days ago, this thing was absolutely overflowing with bees, and now it's not. And nobody knew it had left.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I know. And of course, on my day off.
you think it happened yesterday when you were gone?
I think it probably did. I mean, it's just been raining all day today, so.
Yeah, they didn't leave today. It's too cold. All right, well, so we don't do any mite treatment on this thing. We just use swarming as a brood break to kind of help with the mites. And some years we have to replace it. It doesn't make it through the winter, but this year it did. This is the same unit that was here last fall. They got really, really small, but then we wondered if they'd make it, and then they pulled it out. They made it through, and now they've swarmed. And
Wow.
it'd be interesting to see if this same unit makes it through the winter. Well, first they got to requeen themselves, you know.
Yeah,
so-
so, because she was marked in there, so are we going to mark her again, or?
Well, no, I don't want to take it apart. Well, I guess we could, but we'd have to unscrew the plate glass. And I know we really probably should, because the customers want to see the queen, and if she's marked, so if it gets requeened and it makes, we'll go ahead and take it outside and find the queen and mark
Oh, that'll
her.
be exciting.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, we'll see. So Dave, sorry Dave, I just told Nathan, I'm bored, I'm just taking video of anything right now. He's been adding some shelving into our, I don't know I guess we'll call this the soap making room. It's also a storage room. Selena will be in here later making soap and stuff. I'll come get her on video. Anyway, while she's not here, I'll show some of the stuff she uses. We have essential oils for a lot of different types of soap. Cedarwood, eucalyptus, frankincense and myrrh, which is, by the way, really expensive now. Frankincense and myrrh, the price went way up. Lemongrass, lavender, what's that one? That's spearmint, honey almond, China rain. We have a lot of neat soap. And Selena's getting a pretty good handle on making it too. And Dave's been setting this room up for her. And Morgan is stocking and writing on boxes. Yeah. Anyway, this is our little mini storage and soap making room. I'll come back later when Selena's in here working, show what she does. Hey Nathan.
Yes, sir.
I'm bored.
All right.
I'm taking video
Video away.
just for the fun of it.
Bring down some stuff for the store.
These are for the store?
Stuff for the store. A-frame stuff.
Okay, 8-frame stuff, yeah. We're selling more and more 8-frame stuff. It's interesting. It's,
It is, yeah. I've never experienced this before.
obviously the 10-frame sells much, much more, but the percentage of 8-frame has been slowly going up. Okay, we got something new going on here. I'll have Louis show it to us. People that are familiar with our facility have not seen this before. Let's go ahead. Can you open that door too? We now have a second warming room. It's pretty dark in there. Let's see if the camera will show this. Turn the f-stop down. That might help a lot. There we go. Okay, we have a box fan in the ceiling. And then we have it's like a little radiator that we run hot water through. It has a fan on it. It's kind of a different version of a radiator heater in there. Keep this room up to about 120. And Louis puts barrels in here to kind of pre-warm them before they go into our regular hot room. We were really struggling this spring to keep up with the demand for honey. We can run about 32 drums through our other hot room every 5 days in winter when it's cold. It just was not working. We were having to put drums on heater bands, and for a while we were going through 70 or 80 drums a week. And
yeah, I was doing like 14 on heat bands every 2 days.
Yeah.
And so let's throw 2 in there.
So we built this room, and it kind of warms the drums up for a few days before they go into our regular hot room, which shows up in some of our other videos. This has made a huge difference. I threatened to do it for several years, and we finally got around to it. And that radiator is just run by a on-demand hot water heater that's set. What is it set at?
160.
160. So the water running through the radiator is 160, and it seems to keep the room about 120, doesn't it? It's not meant to liquefy the honey, although it seems to if we leave it in there long enough. It's just meant to kind of pre-warm the drums before they get moved into the regular hot room, so it doesn't take 5 days to get them decrystallized. If you move these in there after they've been in here for a few days, it just takes a couple days in the other room before they're ready to pump and blend. So we had to increase our supply of honey into the pouring room. We went through an incredible amount of honey this spring. We go through kind of a peak in March. Every year it happens. It's not that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we sell a lot of honey to other beekeepers, and I think around March they begin to run out. They come in here to kind of help their supply so their customers don't run out. And then also the grocery stores really pick up in late winter. The Krogers and the Walmarts and all of that really.
Yeah, I noticed that, like especially around holiday time. Yeah, everybody feed honey on Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff like that.
So the question is it that people are finding us and we're selling more, or is it that our existing customers are taking more and more? And I think it's a combination of both. I actually think that the demand for honey per capita, at least in our area, is increasing. And I also think that we're acquiring more customers all the time. Yeah.
Because of YouTube and plus word of mouth.
Yeah, YouTube probably helps.
Yeah.
This is something unusual. I've told people this, and they really don't believe me, and that is that we don't seek out customers. I haven't in a couple decades. I don't make any calls. I don't stop anywhere. We don't have a salesman. all of our increased honey sales are literally just word of mouth.
Yep, word of mouth,
Yeah.
because it's fixing customers. They just call the people what it
Yeah, it's interesting. So I like to say if you have a decent price and you provide good service, that they will come. Build it and they will come. So, okay, let's visit the wood shop too. See what's happening. Howdy. You must be making nuke box bottoms, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Freshly treated wood for the thrift. Jared's putting them together. Howdy, Jared.
Hey, Mom, how's it going?
Good, candid camera.
Alright.
See what you're up to here.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well. You
All
think
right.
you're in good spirits? That's good.
I'm sorry?
You're in good spirits.
Oh yeah, good spirit. Get some work done.
He's making some nuke box lids. Okay. Yeah, we're making just like we do our colony lids. We use the HDO and then put pressure treated strips on them on the end. 71 millimeter hole for a feeder jar. Okay, Selena, how do you like the new lights?
I love it. I love it in here.
Yeah, it's bright in here.
And I love all the shelves too.
Yeah, these shelves
Plenty of
work.
space for everything.
So, Selena is the official soap maker now. We've had several people doing it over the years, but she's unusual in that she's passionate about it. So, if you're passionate about something, you do a better job, and it shows. She's making excellent soap. So what's this batch right here?
Yeah, it's frankincense and myrrh.
That smells great. I think that might be my favorite.
I really love this one too.
So you have to cure the soap for a while. She puts it on these drying racks or curing racks. Really, they're just bakery racks. Kind of like putting donuts up for. She puts a date on it so the girls up front don't take them too soon. Purple Rain. Let's see. Purple Rain. Kiwi Pear. Frankincense and myrrh. So she poured this stuff into these wooden forms yesterday. Selena, I'd like to do a real video on this soon. Would you be okay for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be fun.
Not today because you're kind of already halfway through it. We'll start the process from the beginning one day. So we have these cutters, which save a lot of work. So because this was just poured yesterday, it's still soft enough to cut. It's just firm enough to cut and just soft enough to cut. The smell in this room is something else.
It is really strong.
Yeah. Morgan, you like the smell in this room?
Yeah, it's actually not bad today. It's really
Not bad today? Some days it's not
I
good?
guess it's just otherwise
strong.
it's really strong. Yeah, very
Yeah,
strong.
it can be when there's a lot of fresh stuff going on, yeah. Anyways, and it'll cure for a month before we wrap it and sell it. I guess this is the teaser to doing a real video. We'll do that pretty soon.
Okay.
Thank you, Selena.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It will do that. Sometimes it takes.
Marvin,
Be a photographer.
practicing to be a photographer. So you're on candid camera.
Something to fall back on if this ever fails.
So how long you been buying honey from me, Marvin?
Woo! Since 2007 or 8.
2007 or 8.
Yeah.
So
You ain't
wow.
been up on the hill too long.
Yeah, I wasn't here. You're talking a while ago.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
up on the hill when I came up there and started buying.
So Marvin's from Northwest. What town you in over there?
I'm from Adairsville,
Blairsville.
Georgia.
Adairsville, that's right.
Yeah, Gordon County.
And here's his lovely wife who tries to keep him straight. I'm not sure how it works. So you're getting more than this, aren't you? Is that all?
I got honey last week. I came to get bees or a queen.
Oh, you're getting queens today.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Picked up my queen.
Okay. Is that your stuff over there?
So nah,
Okay.
I wish.
Okay. You wish? All right.
I picked up honey last week, so I figured, well, while I was picking up them queens, I'd get 5 or 6 buckets.
Might as well while you're
Hot
here.
dogs Kind of keep them having to come back next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you, Bob. You've helped me out a lot over the years.
Louis takes care of you, don't he?
Yeah.
Louis takes care of everybody after him.
Yeah, everybody's a good job.
Put these for painting. Don't you think?
Yeah, I believe so. We assemble and paint a lot of this stuff. You know, when I first started, nobody wanted to buy things assembled and painted. Now everybody wants to buy them assembled and painted.
The ratio to unassembled is probably like, I sell like 10 painted and assembled to every 5 maybe.
So two to 1?
2 to 1, yeah.
Okay.
People definitely want to get it already ready to go.
Lo and behold, this observation hive has swarmed again. 2 swarms. So that means the second swarm would most likely be a virgin queen. And now that there's less bees, we can actually see some of these cells a little better. And there are a bunch of them in here. They've got 3 along the bottom bars of this frame. And a couple on the other side. So one of them would have to have been hatched to emit a secondary virgin queen swarm. And then these others, hopefully this thing won't swarm itself to death. Sometimes these type of units will put out several swarms and you're left with almost nothing. Hopefully in our case that won't happen. Anyway, we see the swarm cell suddenly. Okay, this is 2 days later and we just found something. This is the pipe that the bees come out of the wall through. And the swarm, we think, is trying to get in our building. And that's not good. You have to figure out what's going on and what we can do about it. I'm not sure what to do yet.
Could you tell by indication of the strength of the pheromone or anything like that, the productiveness of the queen, if she's a very productive queen, or would that make her less of a queen?
Actually, there is something to that. An old failing queen has lower pheromone levels, and that actually is one of the things that triggers supersedure. If they sense their queen is failing and the pheromone level is low, that's one of the things that triggers them into making a new queen.
Gotcha.
So pheromones is how they interact and make judgments, and
So gauge.
there's so many. I'm talking about pheromones and I know very little about it, honestly, but there's a lot of different pheromone activity going on in a colony of bees.
Okay.
Bees sense, I like to say it's a sense of smell, but it's really a sense of pheromone. Like if you're afraid, you will omit pheromones that make them understand that you're afraid, and they'll zero in on you because you're fearful.
Yeah.
And they're
Well,
pretty
I've
good.
noticed that.
Like some people say, I don't have any trouble, and other people say, oh, they're always coming to me and stinging me. Well, if you walk into a bee yard and you're afraid,
They know it.
you've already got a target on your back. If you come in and you're completely confident, I'm not going to say you're not going to get stung and not have issues, but you'll have less issues than somebody who is really fearful and omitting those fear pheromones.
I got you.
I'm saying that knowing very little bit about it, but
Yeah.
I believe that's to be true.
Yep.
No thumps, no bumps. When you pull the frame out, you don't want to touch anything. You come straight up and out of there. You don't bump the box, and that's a different subject, but that's another part of not getting stung and alarming the bees.
Is this just a way of rubbing them off of your hands as you're working?
What's that now?
A way of like rubbing them off your hands while you're working to kind of not get stung as much, or if you get stung. You
Well,
can
if you
sting
do
well.
get stung on your wrist or wherever, I get stung on the back of my hand some,
Yeah.
you'll see me puff it with smoke to kind of mask that pheromone because you've been marked.
Right.
You'll see bees come back and try to sting the same
yeah,
place
yeah.
over and over because the first one left a mark there. You're marked. It's
Right.
like
It's
you got an
real.
X on you, sting here.
Yeah.
And if you smoke that spot, it doesn't take a lot. Just do that,
Yeah.
and you can kind of help that a little bit. It doesn't erase it completely, but it can
Definitely
help.
works,
It helps. Yeah, you figured that out too. Yeah.